Yeah! People out there in TV land, this is the official DLC Guys podcast show. I am your host, Matt Bailey, along with my equal but totes press co-host, Mr. Xander Todd.
Oh, yeah.
And we are coming at you live from the DF Dub, circa episode 15.
15. We on the road.
Xander, how we doing today?
Feeling good. Feeling great.
Feeling great, feeling good.
How are you?
All snap. Here we come. What you want to do?
E3 is upon you.
E3 is happening.
It happened.
It's happened. It just happened.
We just got finished watching Nintendo.
Let's get into it. There's no time to waste. Let's just
go.
All right. So E3 started last Saturday, and it started with EA, and EA basically had nothing really to show. They okay. Not really nothing.
Can we say this before we start?
Go ahead.
What is your quick overall of E3? Because going into E3, we were kind of down because Sony wasn't there.
Yeah.
But the whole E3, what do you think the tone, the mood? What would you rank it?
Out of like the previous years of E3?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
This is probably the lowest. I was really down on E3. I was down on it before, but this E3 just solidified to me that E3 is dead.
Yeah.
That's tough to say.
I would say that it's not dead yet, but it's hobbling along. I would say this. Mm-hmm. It was more than what I expected because Sony was not there. And I think it was because some of the studios, which we'll jump into, but I would say that it's not dead, but it's limping along. I don't know how long E3 is going to last, but let's jump into it. EA.
Okay. So let's kind of rewind a little bit back. This is the first year that Sony was like, they're not going to do E3.
Yeah.
And it was a major deal. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Sony's not doing E3. Who do they think they are? But in all seriousness, Sony did what they did their E3 in a tweet.
Yeah, but we'll get into that. Because
and I think the way that they're approaching it is the way that everybody's going to move. I don't think we're going to have this season of E3 any longer, except for maybe game studios. Not so much, like Nintendo, Microsoft, or anything. I think
the big boys.
I think that time is dead, and I don't know. It felt very empty. But you know what? Let's just get into it. EA. So EA starts off their conference with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And the gameplay I thought looked solid. It wasn't anything extra impressive. It wasn't anything like making me not want to play it. But it was solid, even kill.
We're Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
So we know the universe. We know all the storylines and stuff like that. So let me preference that because maybe it's some people out there they just don't understand Star Wars.
The gameplay reminded me a lot of The Force Awakens 2. Now, I know it wasn't the most popular game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed both the first one and the second one. And I don't know. It looked a lot like that. I hope that they add.
Were you excited?
Meh.
Yeah,
I was all right.
Is it a day one?
No. Like for me, for that game, I'll probably wait until it goes on sale.
Yeah, me too.
Like the first sale, it'd be that kind of game for me.
Yeah, I mean it was. I don't know. It was so weird because we're huge Star Wars fans. I was looking forward to another Star Wars game, but when it came up, I was like, oh, okay. I looked at the gameplay. Gameplay looks awesome. Just what I expected, but it wasn't amazing.
Yeah. It was nothing that like caused me to really want to go out and buy the game.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, that's. I mean, for me, it's always day one.
Yeah.
Sometime around opening and sale, and this is when it goes on sale for me.
Yeah, I got that. So after the Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order, then we saw Apex Legends debut, and they had more stuff about their next season that's coming, and that was kind of lackluster to me.
Has Apex fallen off?
No, not by a
strong?
long shot. Not by a long shot. I think Apex has the Battle Royale thing done right. I think. Well, I say that, but I don't know if I haven't played Battlefield's Battle Royale yet.
I haven't heard any noise about it, so I would say that it's not touching it. It's probably between Apex and Fortnite.
I think Apex takes the edge to me, just because, like, they don't have the building aspect. Even although they have like areas that you can kind of fortify. I like it a lot better. Because it feels it first and foremost feels like a first person shooter.
I still haven't played Apex. I guess because
we got to play it, man.
Yeah, I don't like to play with randos.
Yeah. So, I got a couple of friends from school that play on it, or that play the game pretty regularly. So one of these days we'll just hop on with them, and we'll get it popping. But
so it wasn't exciting.
No, not at all.
So what else did EA talk about?
Well, with Apex, they did announce that they were going to do a first time double XP weekend. They talked about new outfits that were coming. There's a lot of cosmetic kind of stuff that just, I mean, if it wasn't, or they did introduce another character and kind of like another sort of storyline, so to speak. So I don't know. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't really solid to me. It was just okay. Then they showed off FIFA 20, and I'm not a huge FIFA fan.
Yeah, I saw this. So FIFA 20 is coming. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but FIFA is fun for some reason. I don't know why, but they're introducing like a street mode kinda called Volta.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's new to.
Now I'm sure that's going to be popular because street football is widely popular everywhere except the U.S.
Yeah.
It's a crazy game. I know that's kind of like 3-on-3 kind of aspect, but like taken to the extreme. And
FIFA is a cash cow.
Oh yeah.
So just adding this is, still lackluster.
However, I kind of tend to couple FIFA along with the likes of Madden, which we'll get into in a little bit. Do you really need to make another game while everybody's putting out, DLC updates and stuff like that? Do you really have to have a separate game every single year if you're just doing, incremental updates?
Man, we can do a whole show on that. I've been saying this, and I know a lot of people have been saying this for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, they should come out every other year.
Yeah.
And just give us an update for the rosters. Because basically, that's the only thing that most people pay for.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Like you said, when we get into it for Madden, the only reason I would get Madden 20 is for the roster update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they say they're going to be doing real time, basically.
Yeah.
Or day.
Up
I don't
until
know
the
if
next draft.
Yeah.
So far, EA is.
You got
look, and I'm sorry, you guys, for the. Because I feel it too, like a little low energy right now.
No, it ain't low. It's just.
But EA it was boring.
It was boring. And they changed how they didn't really have a big show. It was very interactive, like they were out there on the show floor.
So, what you saying it perfect to say this is how boring it was. I thought that I missed the show.
Yes, yeah.
And so I was trying to catch up on it, and then I saw them outside talking, and I saw that part, and I was like, was this it? And like you told me, you was like, yeah, that was the conference. I was like, man, I saw this. Like, it was, I guess we expect too much from EA.
Yeah.
EA is gonna make their money regardless, just off the sports games.
Don't be a sheep.
What else did they have?
They announced, or they did the reveal trailer for the new Sims 4, which I know people have been waiting years to play another Sims game.
Well, Sims 4 been out, so this is like an add-on. I quit. Yeah, Sims 4 has been out, so the Island Living is just an update. So it's really not a new Sims game.
You sure about that?
Nah. Look at the date.
It's a brand new Sims game, bro. It's brand new.
Check the date.
It's brand new. It's coming out on June 21st. 21st. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sims Island Living.
My bad, people. Players mess up. I got my information wrong.
No, I'm just saying like how
I got it wrong, Xander.
How bad it was. Like,
yeah.
This is not newsworthy.
Honestly, I skipped it.
Yeah.
I skipped it. I went and made 2 sandwiches and came back.
I never played a Sims game, so I know some people out there that probably love it. But
not me. Not I said the Matt.
What? Please, what else? Hopefully I forgot something that was exciting.
Battlefield 5 is getting more maps.
I still haven't played Battlefield 5.
Their next chapter.
Do you have Battlefield 5?
I do have Battlefield 5.
Is it fun?
I don't know. I played like the first mission and then.
Did you play any online?
It. No, I haven't played any online. I mean, it looks.
And we were Battlefield fans. I'm talking about.
It looks really good. Like, I'm playing on just a regular old PlayStation 4, so not the Pro, but. It's 60 frames per second kind of gameplay, and it looks really good. It's just from the little bit that I played, you jump from story to story to story. And I think real Battlefield fans we like the modern Battlefield playing. Like when they brought the destructive environments into Battlefield, what was it, Battlefield 3 or 4?
4.
When they brought that.
Well, I think it was in 3, but it carried over to 4.
Yeah, okay. When that happened, everybody was playing it.
Yeah.
And I remember playing that game so much.
Yeah.
Now we got the same thing.
I haven't played a Battlefield in forever.
Yeah.
And every time it goes on sale, I'm like, should I jump into it? Then no.
So basically, this new Battlefield DLC or expansion, I don't know if you would call it an expansion. I don't know.
No, EA is probably not.
No, in EA is probably not. But it's set to debut on June 27th.
EA.
Madden 20. Shout out to all the Chiefs fans out there.
You will be losing.
Hey,
let me tell you.
I'm gonna pour something out for y'all season this next year.
I don't believe in a lot of curses. I don't believe in curses.
Yeah.
But let me tell you. Antonio Brown.
Let him know, son.
I'm a huge Steelers fan. This is a Cowboy fan. So, Antonio Brown was on the cover last year. And he turned into the biggest diva of all time.
And he messed up the team.
He messed our season.
I didn't even realize that.
He really
gosh.
denied us from going into the playoffs.
He really did.
We won that game, but the drama throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
On top of Le'Veon Bell.
It messed up the team chemistry, and now that he's gone, I feel like y'all can get back to Steeler football.
So Patrick Mahomes is on the cover.
Oh my gosh!
And let me preference this: I love playing Madden.
Hey, I enjoy Pat Mahomes. I picked Pat Mahomes to beast when he came out. Like before he even got out of college, it was in the middle of his year at Texas Tech. I was telling everybody Pat Mahomes is gonna beast when he gets to the NFL.
And he is a beast. And to Madden 20, I saw gameplay, and I'm usually hyped for Madden because I love playing it. I love playing sports games. But I just don't see, and it makes me upset. They got this new thing called Superstar X Factor where it's different abilities and different attributes placed on different players. Like they showed Alvin Kamara, he has the satellite X Factor where he makes catches when he's close to other, like just they're trying to make it like a role playing game with Madden, and I understand that they're trying to evolve just playing Madden, but I just see more loot boxes.
Yeah,
because Madden Ultimate Team is nothing but a cash grab.
Cash cow.
Like I tried playing it without spending one dime. It's hard. Like you don't play against other players. Don't do that because you're gonna get steamrolled. Yeah. And you basically have to grind all day for it. So I don't know if I think Madden 20 is one of those when it's on sale.
You know, and you know what? Here's the thing about Madden. The two biggest things about Madden 20 is the new franchise mode, face of the franchise, where I think they said you'll be able to play in like the college football playoff as a quarterback coming from whatever university you choose.
You play 2 games, bro.
Yeah, two games. Speaking of which, we haven't had a college game since 2009.
Those were the games.
If that. So we got that, and then let's not forget, there was so much time spent talking about the players' ranking.
Yeah,
and how the Madden system ranking was state of the art. Like, I don't care.
No.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. EA, is there something else? Please, is there something else?
Somebody, you remember, what was it, like last year or the year before? Well, we were about like 2 years away from Madden's licensing being up on
the NFL,
on their monopoly on the NFL, and then they renewed for 5 or 7 more years or something like that.
Basically.
And I was livid. That they did that, because when they did not have the sole licensing for NFL players' names and likenesses, there were so many great football games, and the market was saturated with
2K.
Yes, 2K, Game Day, NFL Fever. These football games that were just amazing, and nobody, Madden had its own player base, but it pushed the envelope of things to do. Now we just get crap as intermediate updates as a full game, mind you.
And guess what? With the YouTube community and the competitive side, they will make the same amount of money. They are an unstoppable force.
Yep.
So, Madden 20.
You know what Madden 20 reminds me of? Madden 20 reminds me of buying a brand new phone. 6 months later, your phone is nowhere near worth what it was worth when you bought it.
Unless you get an Apple phone.
I quit.
Unless you get an Apple. But yeah, okay. What else does EA have?
That's about it. That was it. That was it.
So,
that was it for EA.
We're gonna rank these EA, whatever you call it. Well, EA's conference, E3 conference, from 1 to 10. What do you give it?
I give EA a 3.
Why a 3?
A 3 because, just because of Star Wars, it looks like a game that I would play. I mean, not right off the bat, and I mean, I have to give them something. I'm sure fans of FIFA were really excited. I'm sure there's a lot of fans excited about The Sims, and a lot of fans excited about Madden and even Battlefield 5. But I mean, it's basically lackluster. So I basically gave them 1 point and then 2 out of courtesy for being nice, because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, I probably would go along with you. I probably would give it a 2. For the simple fact that the only thing that gave them points for me was Star Wars. I wish they would have talked a little more about EA Game Pass, whatever they call it, for PlayStation coming out in July, just to see if they would give us any more updates, and whether they're gonna add new features since it's coming out on the PS4.
Yeah,
but
I completely forgot about EA Game Pass.
So I'll give it a 2.
EA Access.
But to close out this segment of EA, what are the games that's on EA Game Pass right now? Because I think that's the only thing that's.
I think it's EA Access.
EA Access, okay.
So of course they got NHL, they have Madden, they have FIFA, NBA Live, Unravel, Burnout, UFC,
Sims,
Battlefront, Sims, 4. Mass Effect, Titanfall, Battlefield. I mean, it's some games that I would actually play. Yeah.
So I mean,
that's Dragon Age, Inquisition.
Yeah, and older games.
Yeah.
So
Dead Space.
I would Battlefield 3.
I mean, I already got that.
Yeah, it's a 2 for me. It wasn't. They didn't say anything about EA Game Pass coming to PS4, which would be available in July. But hey, that's EA.
It is EA. So the DLC guys gives it. I think if we average that together, we get a 2.5. EA, you get a 2.5 out of 10
from the DLC guys.
Straight garbage. We should get that to play.
I know. So now on to
Xbox.
One of the big 3.
Exclusive.
They actually did that a little better.
They didn't say exclusive, but they said
world premiere.
World premiere.
And okay, let's jump into Microsoft. Microsoft E3. They had a big audience.
They did have a big audience. Hey,
they had the big auditorium.
You know what? It's amazing that's the first thing that you talk about. That foreshadowing, sir. So where do we want to start? Okay, so we'll start with some of the good things that Xbox had.
So they came out. They said that they're going to show us over 60 games,
and like literally 2/3 of those games were in like a what was it, like
montage.
a 60 second or montage?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be like that. But let's talk about the crowd. The crowd was excited. Like, they were in there. I saw somebody throw up the X. I was like, what?
Phil Spencer, we love you, bro.
Like, and this is where, since they're one of the big 3, we're going to compare them to the other 2. So,
obviously,
when they said 60 games, like you said, it was a montage. I instantly got a vibe that they were trying to go the route of PlayStation.
Yes.
With the indie games.
Yes.
They wanted to show that they had indie developers, and they wanted to go that route just like PlayStation did.
Yep.
But they don't have the swag that PlayStation had.
Nope.
And what is it with... Because I watched this with my wife, too.
Like, what did she say?
She said that the guys were so lame. Like, announcing, like... She was like, why are they so lame? Like, why do you need... Okay, some of these guys that are announcing the games, I understand, like, they're the lead director and all this, But that doesn't mean that they know how to be on camera or have a stage presence.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally see these guys reading the teleprompter, like, just staring at it, like, and just, it's just so awkward.
What's worse?
E3 is the most awkward.
It is. I think what's worse is when they can't speak English really well.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing.
And I wish I spoke other languages.
Right.
Like,
I speak fluent ubby dubby, from Zoom. You know what I'm saying? I can do that.
And I understand. Like, I couldn't imagine me having a little grasp on Japanese and going over there.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but you don't have to have that person speak.
The person who is the translator is killing it.
Yeah.
They have the personality. They don't have the breaks in the speech. They don't have all this. Just thank you very much for coming to the E3 show.
And here's the thing. Like I said, I wish I spoke other languages. We're not making fun of nobody.
No.
But I'm just saying, for a presentation, like, this is a big time for your company.
It's got to be better.
And here's the thing too, I didn't realize that Microsoft had so many supporters. I'm thinking that they bust those people in from Microsoft because Phil Spencer came on that stage and it tripped me out so much. Like, they roared when he came on stage. Like, people standing up.
They were almost as crazy as the people at Bethesda.
Yeah, and that's another. We definitely gonna talk about that. But
stay tuned.
Like, what are some of the games? What are some of the games?
Okay. So we had Psychonauts 2.
I know that
that's coming to Xbox One and PC. Okay, wait.
And PlayStation 4.
And Linux too. So before we even get to the games, we have to talk about how Microsoft, they did announce let's talk about their Game Pass and how that is going to be working. So so it's essentially just a coupling of their already established game library that you what is it called? Xbox Live Game Pass or something like that?
Yeah, Game Pass.
So they have two different parts to it. So there's one that's it's a cheaper version, $9.99 a month, and you get access to play on your console, and you get access to all their games and everything. And then there's it's like the Elite one. I think that's what it's called. Xbox Elite Game Pass, where you can get access to it, games on your console, in the cloud, and on PC for $14.99.
And PC is new, so they announced that you can get the Game Pass on PC for no additional cost if you have the Elite version. That's cool. One thing, I'm not a total Microsoft hater. One thing I did enjoy about them at E3 is that you got games, you got software, and you got hardware. So they announced the new controller.
Yeah. Now I will say this: the controller
looks nice.
Oh my! I wish PlayStation put that kind of effort into making a pro controller like that.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with I mean, don't get me wrong. I thoroughly enjoy my DualShock 4.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between a DualShock 4 and a Xbox
Elite
Pro controller. Yeah. That is amazing. Like the little buttons that they have underneath the controller and everything.
The paddles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then they had the kind of sensitivity thumbstick.
Yeah.
So I mean it's nice. So I give them props for that. And you want to talk about the console right now? Or
we'll talk about that after the games. Because I got a little bit that I need to get off my chest about that. But let's go through these games. Okay, so
Elite. Hold on, I just caught this out the corner of my eye. The Elite controller is $180.
Wait, what? The Elite Series 2 will launch in 24 markets on November 4th. Heck no.
$180 for a controller.
You are seeing a live reaction of me realizing that controller costs $180. I don't want PlayStation to do that.
And here's the thing.
No.
Here's the thing too. One of the features, it looks cool, but now they're looking at the price. One of the features that they had was now you can charge it up. Like you don't have to use batteries anymore. Like that's a feature we've been had on PlayStation.
Rechargeable battery, 40 hours of rechargeable battery life.
$180, and you're still gonna get smoked by PC players.
Yep.
Regardless. Yep. All right, I'm sorry. I just saw that, and it's
gonna happen.
I didn't realize it was $180.
So, okay, so we start off the games with they showed Age of Empires, the definitive edition. I don't care about that. Battletoads, I did care about. Battletoads actually looks pretty good. I remember playing Battletoads back on Sega Genesis.
It's straight nostalgia.
And what was it? Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I like Battletoads. It was a fun game as a kid. So
yeah.
Then we have Blair Witch. I guess I must have missed that.
So Blair Witch was the one where the guy was with his dog and they were going to try to find somebody, I guess, and he had the camcorder. And as he looked in the camcorder, he was able to look into the future or the past or something like that. It was a lot of things going on. It looked all right, but I'm not a big horror game player, so
yeah,
I really didn't care.
Then we had Bleeding Edge, which is going to be Xbox One and Windows or PC title from Ninja Theory. It looked all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything special that stood out to me. They showed Borderlands 3.
I'm excited about Borderlands.
Yeah, I just picked up the Handsome Collection because it's free on PlayStation. We played it on Xbox for a little bit.
Yeah,
and then we got tired of it, and then Destiny came out.
Yeah,
so I'd like to go back to it. So Borderlands.
That's
3,
not an exclusive, so we can play it on PS4.
Yeah, Borderlands looks pretty good. I need to go through and play the other ones so I'll know what the story is with those. Then we saw Crossfire X. That's a commercial that came on in the 90s.
Yeah.
For a board game. Oh, right.
That game was always a fun commercial. I'm not gonna get into that.
Crossfire.
So let's jump into the biggest reveal, I think, for Microsoft.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Do you know anything about?
I don't know anything about Cyberpunk, and I am cyber pumped. You like how I did that? You like how Cyberpunk? I'm excited about Cyberpunk. It does look good.
It looked good.
And then they had Keanu Reeves show up.
Yes, which was awesome.
I got to say this. Keanu Reeves has to be the coolest looking bow-legged person or pigeon-toed person I've ever seen in my life.
And then just coming off of John Wick.
Yes.
So they caught lightning in the bottle.
Right. Yes, they did.
So that was pretty cool. I props to Microsoft for that.
Speaking of which, have you seen John Wick yet?
Not the new one.
I need to see it. I love John Wick.
All right, here's a game that you said that you were excited about. Yes. I'm kind of.
You're kind of on the fence. I mean, but okay. And so
wait. Let's go back. I'm sorry. Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah,
exclusive to Xbox, right?
No,
it's not exclusive.
No.
Are you serious?
I don't believe it is. You gonna find out live on here whether or not I'm.
Yeah, let's look it up. Is Cyberpunk exclusive to Xbox One?
Yep.
So it's coming to PS4 too.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Okay.
I don't know why you thought it was exclusive.
Because they made such a big thing about this,
they may get Cyberpunk the way what was it? Who was it?
Like a time release or something?
No, who was it? Was it Square Enix that was talking about a game last night? Where PlayStation would get like exclusive stuff first.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Destiny 2 did that, but for some reason I thought that. Wow. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, Cyberpunk looked amazing,
and it's not exclusive, so I don't see that really helping sell more consoles.
Yeah, not at all. Okay. Not at all. Then we got the game we were just talking about, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Now, the reason I am excited about it is because this is the game that I've been wanting to play. I've been wanting to play a basic, like an open world battle kind of game. So where
this is an RPG?
They said it's supposed to be kind of like an RPG fighter sort of mashup. I'm just excited for the ability to like be able to dodge certain like key blasts coming out, like a whole bunch of key blasts and just being able to dodge out of it and fly up in the air. Now, I know other Dragon Ball games have done that, but this one to me looks more like what I've been wanting to play. And you'll be able to train, like and explore different areas and stuff. I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence because we're gonna go through the same story that we've seen forever. Like, it's not original,
but they probably. I'm assuming. I'm hoping that they'll have some of the story. If they have story of like Dragon Ball Super, that would be amazing. Have you seen Dragon Ball Super?
Yeah. The thing about it though, you would have to go. I mean, they were starting off when Vegeta could still transform into a gorilla.
Yeah.
So that's
true.
So this is at the beginning almost.
It's true. I understand.
Yeah.
But I get it.
I'll give it a chance on sale.
Yeah. So after that, then we saw Dying Light. I was not really impressed with Dying Light.
I wasn't either, but
so here's my question: Have you played Dying Light at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
So is Dying Light a first-person kind of parkour
Mirror's
game?
Edge.
It is a mirror parkour game, right?
Yeah, it's a parkour game, and it's decent. Like, it's a decent game. It's just in this environment, decent games don't get played for me.
No, yeah.
Like, it's just not enough time in the day.
Yeah.
So Dying Light, I mean, is that EA? Who is Dying Light? No, that's Techland.
Techland.
Why did I say EA? I was just hoping that it was on some type of Game Pass because I probably won't buy it.
Because Mirror's Edge's game. No, that's Ubisoft, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But Dying Light for me is I don't know. I don't know if I'll play it.
Yeah, I probably won't. Yeah. But it looks okay. Elden Ring.
Let's talk about this.
It's the game that's coming from George R.R. Martin and some other guy from Japan, and I can't think of his name. But
so is George R.R. Martin just consulting, or is he helping?
I think he's a writer. He's a writer for the series.
Okay, that's Microsoft or this developer catching. No, this is Bandai Namco. Yeah. So. They're catching lightning in the bottle as well. George R. Martin, a lot of people know him now from Lord of the Rings. Knows him.
Well, we'll see how that's gonna work. I don't know if it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. You can have a great story, but if your gameplay is terrible, I'm not gonna play it.
It goes hand in hand.
So
now on to another game that you actually text me on. Is that look at this foolishness,
bro?
Microsoft's cash cow.
You have to get cash in order to be a cash cow.
Forza Horizon is they make money off Forza Horizon.
If you're still playing Forza, like comment down below. Like say your name proud, because like I don't believe there's anybody playing Forza that much to be like excited for this Lego Speed Champions expansion.
Yeah,
like no.
Yeah, I don't. It looked cool, but it's not something that I'll pay for.
And then they did it again, because I was sitting there watching this with my son, and I was like, when I saw that door open up and that smoke within the car, I threw my headphones on the ground. I said no.
What did you think
No.
Oh, Forza?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was made out of Legos.
Are they doing this crap again? And you know what? Okay, so this is my whole viewpoint of E3 this entire year, and this goes specifically well with Microsoft and why I'm getting upset right now. It was just a rehash of last year.
Yeah.
Game-wise, they didn't show us really anything new. We didn't get gameplay of Gears, which we're going to be talking about next. We didn't get any gameplay of Halo. We got vague trailers. We got a little bit more of Halo Infinite. We got a vague-ish.
Well, they had to show 60 games.
I don't. It's madness to me, and I have to tip my cap to Sony and PlayStation and the people over there, because they did not give me the same crap that they gave me last year. I was down on PlayStation last year for E3, and they did me proud. They did not get my hopes up by saying, "Oh, just wait until you see our show. We're gonna show you a whole bunch of trailers with no footage, no actual in-game footage." And that was another thing. I know I'm on a rant right now, but that was another thing that Microsoft and just about everybody had. There was so many things so many videos that showed not in-engine footage. And I was like, what is the point of showing me this if none of this is in the engine? So you just decided to make this to let us know? You could have did that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's the reason why I think E3 is dead. And why I don't think I'm gonna be very excited about E3 unless we physically go and then we can play some of the exclusive games, like the early titles. If we do that, then I'll do that.
Now they had that. They did announce some of these games were playable at the booth, but for Microsoft, I didn't hear that as much. Like, let's roll into it. Gears 5. It had this great cinematic trailer with I don't know Gears, but I guess I don't know. It wasn't interesting.
It wasn't. It was like her face was being torn apart. She started turning into a monster or something like that.
Yeah, it was very artistic, saying that all these experiences she went through and stuff like that.
I get it. I understand that it's part of the story.
But show us some gameplay.
Right. I don't care about your artistic vision.
Matter of fact, so Gears 4 kind of flopped, right?
No.
I heard some people say that they were very disappointed.
I can't. Well, I think they are more so disappointed with the way that the story went, not so much with the actual gameplay of the story.
So, okay, with the story, the developer came out and said that we're going to give you a whole new experience, something you wouldn't expect. So that's them semi-apologizing for last year. So we're about to wrap up this Microsoft segment.
Yeah. First thing I did want to talk about Gears. They're featuring a new co-op mode that's supposed to feature like a suicide kind of squad that got to work out to take out hive enemies and stuff like that.
It's like a horde mode.
That actually looked pretty cool because you had it looked like they had like this green smoke that would kill them, and so you got to take out the enemies to get out of the certain section. That looked really
They showed
good.
us a cinematic trailer, but it's available for play at the E3 booth. We just didn't see the gameplay.
Yeah.
So that props to that.
And I'm sure that they'll show a lot more gameplay. And, watching some of the channels throughout the week and stuff.
And before we get into the main main part of.
Oh my God! I just remembered.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but they showed that daggum Terminator.
Oh yeah, nobody was excited for that.
Why? Why did you show a Terminator?
Available for $29.99.
What does the Terminator have to do with Gears?
I don't know.
Nothing.
I'm not familiar with the Gears thing, but like, so they showed some different games. One indie game that I liked that looked interesting, and if you get a chance, go check out the trailer. It was very intriguing to me. 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It was very intriguing. I like indie games, and that one looked like one that I would want to play.
I agree.
I'll pay $10 for it.
Yeah.
And play it, but
I don't know. Okay, so let's get to the meat of everything. Everybody was there for Halo Infinite.
Are we going to talk about Halo first or the console? Which one we want to talk about last?
We're going to talk about the console last.
Okay,
so everybody was there for Halo Infinite.
Yes.
And we got a trailer, or we got a cinematic theatrical trailer. No, I wasn't no theatrical trailer. We got a cinematic trailer on a little bit more of what's going on. Of course, why is it that I think it's every other game Master Chief is like dead, floating in space for some reason, because he done destroyed something and now he's just floating in debris to save his. Like, does this dude live in that suit? Like, God, I see other people take it off, but
they drain every cent they can.
343 has to come correct.
This is their opportunity.
If they fail in this game, if it's not aesthetically great, if the gameplay is not great,
innovative,
yeah. If the multiplayer is not great, then this is gonna be the biggest fail, bigger than Anthem.
The pressure is on for them. Oh, that was EA too, huh?
Yeah,
but they didn't say that. They did actually.
They ain't say nothing about that.
Cataclysm.
Anthem is officially dead. They didn't give any kind of updates for it. This is the first time that's not EA. No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
When?
It was off to the side. It was off to the side. It wasn't even on the main stage. They talked about Cataclysm, a DLC. But I digress. We talking about 343 right now.
Wow.
So here's the thing for me. I enjoyed Halo on 360. I enjoyed playing it with you. I think the storytelling was good through Halo 3.
Yeah.
So I was kind of pumped to see what 343 would show us at E3. And they also said, here's where the pressure is on. This would be one of the first titles on their new console.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, maybe for you, wasn't how did it make you feel? Because I was like, yeah, whatever with Halo. Like, it didn't make me feel excited. It was cool hearing his voice and hearing him power up the suit. And we see Cortana is not there. But
her voice is there. So it's not a Halo game without Cortana. She's going to be back in some sort of fashion.
Here's the thing, man. Like,
I don't even understand that dynamic.
I was upset with the reveal.
I wasn't upset, but it's numb to me. Like, if you're coming out with a game, don't announce that you're working on it. Don't give us a trailer 2 years before you plan for this game to come out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's been messing up E3. That's what's been messing up the game community. That's what's been making people mad, is you're talking about a game like case in point, 2 years ago. 2 years ago to today, we heard about Metroid, a new Metroid game coming out.
Seen one.
And haven't seen anything from it yet. We've gotten Mario, We've gotten Zelda. We've got another Zelda game on the way. And I bet you that other Zelda game, which we're going to talk about later, is going to be here before they even talk about Metroid.
Here's the thing, too. I think this might, for Microsoft, this may be their last console. I'm surprised that they're even making another console. Because with them, they also announced that Halo would be available on PC.
Yes.
So is the new Halo going to be available as well on PC?
I mean, if they live up to what they had said, and I reiterate this like every single podcast that we have, they said that their exclusive, all of their Microsoft exclusives will be available at some point in time on PC.
Is Microsoft turning into a game developer and getting out of the hardware business?
I think they
I mean, as far as
are.
Xbox, because they still have their computers.
I don't know. Maybe it depends on how well the streaming service goes, because they may just create a streaming box.
They didn't give us a lot about xCloud either.
They didn't.
Briefly talked about it.
They didn't. They said that. No, I'm thinking of Stadia.
Well, they like at the beginning, Phil talked about xCloud a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I saw somebody's review, I think from IGN, where they got a chance to play it, and they said it was really, really laggy, and anytime there was a downgrade in bandwidth, the quality just it went down really quickly.
Wow.
And it went down really, really shoddy. So and of course that's in a stressful environment like E3. So everybody's using a lot of the bandwidth. Everybody's trying to use everything. So I mean, take that with a grain of salt. But like, if you're not in the best area, and what Google said with their servers is for 4K streaming at 60 frames per second, you need 35 megs. So that's what I'm using as the standard right now. If you're not able to get 35 megs wherever you're trying to play it, just like
that's at the minimum.
It's almost like forget it.
Yeah. But I mean, so back to Microsoft. We talked about Halo. Yeah. I'm not excited. I want it to be so bad. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I wanted to be excited for Halo. I was like, okay, Halo Infinite. They could have at least told us about some of the innovative gameplay.
Oh yeah.
Is this just going to be another story, or is Infinite meaning that it's going to be open world, more customizable? Is it more, or is it staying linear? Like, we don't know. All we know is that the Halo ring was destroyed. It's a dude that was stranded and somebody attacked the ship. So just your typical
Halo game.
And you want to talk about the console now? The big reveal?
Oh, I do need to talk about this.
All right.
A huge game, which was it basically started a lot of the driving games and, Ace Combat and stuff. Microsoft Flight Simulator is making a comeback, and it actually looked pretty good.
It looked pretty good.
It looked really good. However, I'm a little bit worried about what people are gonna do with that. I think you'll see.
It has to be some restrictions.
I don't know. I think you're going to see a lot of people running in the building.
Yeah, you two gonna kick a lot of people. I thought this, bro. When they showed the giraffe, I was like, somebody's gonna hit that giraffe. I was wondering the same thing, bro.
I was like, I was cringing watching it.
Me too.
And it's like, is this Microsoft Flight Simulator? Like, why are they just showing these planes? It doesn't look like Ace Combat because you wouldn't have a Boeing 747 in there.
Bro, they gotta have restrictions on this. Oh, it's another game. Oh,
I don't think that they're gonna have restrictions on that, because, I mean, whoever's gonna be the first person, somebody's gonna do it. Somebody's gonna run into a building and be like, "This is what it felt like 9/11," and somebody's gonna do it just for the views. It'd probably be Ethan Bradbury.
Ethan Bradbury. Hey, it might be. Hey, it's another game that I just thought about too. Microsoft acquired Minecraft a while ago.
Yeah.
So we got a reveal of Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah, isn't that like it's a
like over the top deal.
What is that called? It's a specific type of game. Strategy RPG.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
With dungeon crawler, like where you go through dungeons. I was surprised that this is really the first time we saw Microsoft use this license for something other than just adding on to the original game.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise. I mean,
and since you know what, since Microsoft still has, I think they still do have a deal in place with Oculus. I'm surprised they haven't worked out some sort of VR headset.
Something's going bad.
That goes along
in that
with
department. They didn't talk about it at all.
They didn't.
So something, yeah. They're shifting to another
because of that's the perfect thing. Minecraft VR with Oculus.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, so
maybe the technology's not there.
Samsung did that with theirs, and that
was a while ago.
That was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty dope.
3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any other notable game before we get into this console?
No. Nope.
And let us know if we educate us on something. We can't play every game, but if there's a game that you thought,
do we want to.
Yeah. But if there's a game that you saw on the Microsoft conference that you like for me, I think an Underdog, indie game was 12 minutes. I'm interested in that. Let me know if there's any games in the comments that you thought were pretty dope. Let's get into that console.
What console?
Bro, they made this bigger. So here's the thing. Project Scarlet. This is a name that we heard for a while.
That's what it's called.
We heard this name 2 years ago.
We heard this name for the Xbox One X.
So this lets me know, and PlayStation is responsible for this too. They gave us a half step into technology.
Yeah.
So just like we said this before. I don't know if we said this on the podcast, but the PlayStation Pro and the Xbox One X was what we were originally supposed to get.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One was a rush. It was like a what did they call it? It was just a rush to the market.
Yeah.
So the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X was what we were originally supposed to get. They were able to get more money by giving us half steps, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a 1, we got 1.5.
Wow.
So that's what the PlayStation Pro and Xbox One X was. So we finally get to Scarlet, and they make a big presentation. All the developers, they show them talking about it and how this is going to be revolutionary. And bro, we thought the exact same thing. Everything that they said was the same stuff that PlayStation 4 gave us. What did you say? I'm going to let you say it.
I said everything that Microsoft did to announce their new console, Sony did in a tweet.
And it was way more effective.
It really was.
You know why? Because they actually showed us the performance.
Yes. Microsoft talked the exact same performance.
They said, and the SSD is going to change the game.
And they used the exact same chipset.
What, the AMD?
Yes.
So it's probably 8 cores, just like the PlayStation.
And they're doing ray tracing too?
Ray tracing, same thing. So I thought about this. Maybe Sony said, okay, we know that from our intelligence and whatever, they understand that Microsoft is going to announce this. Sony was like, we got the same thing. Just throw it out there. Like, we're already killing them on the console war right now. Just throw it out there. Let them know that we're working on it. And I felt like it was more hype in that than what they showed us at E3.
It was because you at a trade show, your expectations for getting and hearing and seeing the very best of the best, like the best of what you have to offer. That's your expectations when you go to a trade show.
I was kind of hyped. I thought they were going to show us a physical
That's
console.
That's what I expected,
and they did not. They did not.
Like, even if you still want to have this console come out next year, you can still bring something, or at least show something, some kind of footage. There are people already working on these games. Give us something. And we got absolutely nothing.
You know what would have killed E3? If they would have showed us the console. They would have did that announcement first, right? Mm-hmm. Showed us a physical console and said, and now, gameplay from the new Halo, and blew our mind. We would have been going crazy. People would have been pre-ordering everything.
And you know what's going to happen now? Come December for PlayStation. It's called the PlayStation Experience, right?
I think that's what it's been called in the past.
Come December, basically a year before I believe PlayStation's going to come out with their console, PlayStation very might well have an actual console ready to reveal.
Yeah.
They're going to have working footage. By skipping E3, PlayStation has that much more solidified themselves on top of this console war between Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony.
Yeah.
They just, I mean, it was the smartest thing to do. And when I saw what Microsoft was doing with Project Scarlet, I was just like, I've seen all this.
Yeah,
I've seen it all before. There's nothing that you're doing.
Hey, Sony some G's though. They stole that lightning from Microsoft.
They really did.
Oh, and they just undercut them so bad, bro. Like they said, "Oh, we're not gonna be at E3, but let's shoot this tweet out." And they showed. What killed it was that they did that, and then they showed the loading screen for Spider-Man how it's 40 times faster. Like,
and then like a week after that, they showed how the new processor is going to work and what you're going to notice in the simulation with the hair.
Yeah. And
I was like, yo, that got me hyped. And that was from a simple video. Not a several $1 million presentation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right, let's go. Let's jump into it. Let's rate Microsoft's E3 from our scale 1 to 10. The DLC Guy's official rating of Microsoft's E3 briefing.
I gotta give them a 5.5.
Wow,
it's a lot better than. I feel like Microsoft learned. I feel like they learned something a little bit from last year, but they didn't learn enough to pass.
Yeah.
So it's like you know that you're doing a correct way to do things, but you choose not to do it. So therefore, you don't pass.
You sound like you're talking to your child.
I mean, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of children.
So 5.5.
Yeah, it's a 5.5. There was a couple of good games. I appreciate the trailer for Halo. You could have given that to me in a tweet or something. After, like, I think a lot of their issues come with timing. A lot of the stuff has to do with timing. Cyberpunk and how they debuted that, I thought that was great. What was the other game? Oh, and their virtual console, and the biggest thing which gives them the most points is the Master Chief Collection being available on PC that same day. That was great because and having it be available to play for $1. I thought that was fantastic. I'm going to get the Master Chief Collection for my PC, and I'm gonna be playing it, and I'm gonna be enjoying that. And when I actually go ahead and build a PC, that's gonna be dope, because then I'll be able to play Halo Reach, Halo 1 on max settings with, you know, just off the wall graphics, you know. So, and I really do enjoy playing Halo. I just hope that the online community, I believe that the online community is still going to be there, but I hope that the online community for the Master Chief Collections is able to connect with people playing PC and Xbox at the same time. So, yeah, 5.5.
All right. I'm going to give it a 6. Because really? I enjoyed their ambition for giving us hardware and games. I think with you, their issue is timing and presentation.
Yeah.
They're still one of the big three. We can't deny them on that.
Not at all.
They're still one of the big three. Cyberpunk really shot up there for the points. Because having Keanu Reeves come out, I might have given them 6 is what I would give them. I was just disappointed. What I was disappointed in was their presentation, and they don't look like they're dedicating themselves to gamers.
No,
they say it, and there are more indie games available, but that whole showing of Halo Infinite, you had basically 2 years to get ready for this reveal. You revealed your next gen console on stage, and you gave us a cinematic trailer, which you could have just released on YouTube and got 1 million views.
Yeah.
You did it at E3. I don't know. Maybe I'm too crucial about my score, but I'm going to give them a 6, and I'm done with them.
You said you're done with them?
I'm not done with them, but I'm done. Like, it's kind of making me frustrated talking about them because I keep expecting more.
Yeah.
I sat there and watched that. I had to drink some coffee, bro, on a Sunday afternoon. No joke. Because I want to make sure that I saw every moment of it, you know? Yeah. And it was just so boring. So, 6.
So the official DLC Guys score of Microsoft's E3 2019 presentation comes out to a 5.75. That was really louder than I expected.
Yeah. We'll add the sound next time.
There you go.
All right. Now, since we talked about Microsoft and we has
world premiere.
We have given our grade for Microsoft.
Now
on to Bethesda,
the winter of our discontent.
So I'm a huge Bethesda fan. I love Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and all this.
What is an Elder Scroll?
It's a scroll of an elder. But we said this before though. You like Game of Thrones? Elder Scrolls is probably the closest you can get to Game of Thrones in the game.
Without being pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the elephant in the room, Fallout 76 last year was a disappointment to say the least.
Flop.
Especially at launch. A lot of different issues. A lot of different issues, a lot of bugs. Flop. So I was very interested to see how Bethesda would handle this.
Would you go as far as to say that it was a flop?
It was a flop last year.
Okay. All right.
And I think they tried something. And I'm a huge Fallout fan. I started playing Fallout not as far back as a lot of people, but New Vegas was my first introduction and probably one of the greatest stories.
What system was that on?
That was on PlayStation 3.
Okay.
And so that's weird. I feel your heat in my soul. So everybody wanted to see how they would handle this. So they came out and this is nasty. I'm taking my headphones. So let's get to this. Let's just get to the Bethesda.
Go ahead.
Where was I at?
You were talking about
Fallout 76.
Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, that's where I started out. Huge Fallout fan, but we can all agree that Fallout 76 was not what everybody anticipated.
Flop.
It was their first time having an open world game be multiplayer, which is hard within itself. Nobody talked about that, how hard that was to pull that off. Of course,
that's what she said.
And Fallout is one of those games they've always been kind of innovative. They never had the best graphics, but the storytelling and the scope of the game has always been big. But I wanted to see how they would handle this, and I think they handled it the way you should. They acknowledged that something was wrong, like they disappointed people, and that they needed to do something about it. So they did everything that everybody wanted and put it into a free DLC, and just gave it to people, like human NPCs. Like, that's huge. And they even announced a Battle Royale game, like Battle Royale mode. And they said that you'll be able to play it for free for the week. And if you want it, it'll be 50% off at the end of that trial. So I think they're going in the right direction. I actually downloaded it. I've been playing it and thoroughly enjoying it. I think they showed the industry something, where you can have a mistake, you can have a mishap and recover from it. And that crowd was, what did you think about the crowd?
That crowd was crazy. They would not stop yelling. I think I'm gonna put together a mashup of all the times. It was like one guy in particular was just yelling the entire time. Oh my God!
I felt like I could have been that person.
No.
I was sitting here looking at the Bethesda conference on YouTube, and I was excited, bro. This is, you don't understand. I don't know how to say it, but if you played Fallout before, you understand the love for this game, for this IP. Bethesda has this way of revolutionizing open world games, bro. When I say you can really determine the story, you can really determine your own story. And so this was huge. Another thing they talked about was Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes.
I never played this. I was one of those people that was upset because I wasn't getting an Elder Scrolls 6. But the online community for Elder Scrolls Online has grown, and they announced more DLC for that.
Hey, that stands for downloadable content.
And I think everything looked good.
I think it's kind of funny. If you go on to Bethesda's website right now, a recap on CNET's website, and you look up Bethesda's E3 and what they have written down there. The second paragraph states, and I quote, "After an hour of trailers, one guy constantly screaming, 'Yeah!' at every announcement, and the irreplaceable presence of Ikumi Nakamura. But the fact that they wrote about that guy speaks volumes to how exciting it was. I don't know a lot about Bethesda games. I don't play a lot of Bethesda games, but the fact that so many people were excited for every single announcement, I think that showed a lot to the community to the gaming community, that it's really all about listening to what the community's saying and giving them what they want. To have a great showing at E3 and to make sure that your company is thriving, you have to listen to that community.
They didn't shy away from
Yeah.
They even made jokes about themselves. And Todd, one of the lead developers, everybody knows him in the gaming community. Came out and talking about Fallout 76, like they did not shy away from it.
Yeah.
And they did everything they could to bring that community back. And they released updates, a whole bunch of updates. Like, they didn't have to do this, but they're committed to this game. And that's all I want from developers, is to be committed to the game and not just grab money and then throw the game out.
Bungie.
The Fallout 76.
Excuse me.
You said Bungie?
Yeah.
We'll talk about Bungie. I got new hope for them, since they left Activision.
I will say this regarding that whole aspect of listening to the community and providing updates and making your game better. I feel like they are following in the footsteps of Ubisoft and what they did with the Division. I really have not heard a bad thing about that game.
I think Ubisoft followed in their footsteps. Only because, like, I'll tell you why. Not this game in particular, but Bethesda has always been, like, their next iteration of games have always been from the community, like, putting stuff in it.
Like that dude with the saying, I just want dragons everywhere.
Yeah.
I want dragons.
I mean, they listen to the community, like, for real. Like, that's one like studio that I believe in them. Like, I'm even sorry that I doubted them. Like, I was so disappointed in Fallout 76, but now I'm, like, right back on board. Like, they did announce a battle royale mode to become the overseer of Vault 51, something like that. I'm not a huge battle royale fan or, like, player.
Yeah.
But I will play this because I'm interested to see how it adapts to the world of Fallout.
Yeah.
And they're committed to this game for the next year at least. So I'm ready for it. Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Never played it, but I always wanted to get into what's that? MPG? Is it
RPG? NPC?
What is it? I can't believe I'm finna get roasted. It's kind of like World of Warcraft. MMO, that's it. I always want to find an MMO just to try it out because I've never really played an MMO. But I like the grinding aspect of MMOs and how you can get better gear and team up with other people.
Yeah.
And with it being set in the Elder Scrolls background, like, and just seeing the community be so hyped, and I actually went to go check the numbers. Like, it's a huge online community. I didn't realize it because I think I was so disappointed in not getting Elder Scrolls 6 that I kind of rebelled against it. But I'm really thinking about getting this again. And one of my disappointments of Bethesda, though, and they said that they were not going to do this, but we didn't see a lot about Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
But they said before the conference that they would not talk about it, but I still wanted something.
So there's like different branches. The Elder Scrolls is like the main name of like the branch, okay?
Bethesda?
No, not like. Okay, so you have a line.
Universe?
Yeah, the Elder Scrolls is a universe, and then from that universe you have Elder Scrolls Online, and you have Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Is that right?
Yeah. Elder Scrolls. So we had Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim. Like, but Elder Scrolls is the main entity.
So was there ever a game that was called the Elder Scrolls?
The first one.
Okay, so each one is just like a different reiteration.
Different regions of the world and stuff like that. That's why I said, like, I'm telling you, I think everybody that played Elder Scrolls would agree with me. It's like super, like, not even, it's just different names almost to Game of Thrones. Like, you have dragons. Skyrim, you were a dragonborn, so you were able to, when you defeated dragons, you had certain powers that you can obtain from that dragon. Like, you could go into a town and kill everybody in the town if you wanted. Like it just meant that your story would play out different. You could become a vampire if you wanted to, or join the werewolves.
So it kind of sounds like what Fable was supposed to be. What Fable basically set out to be.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to like when I talk about Skyrim. I don't think I've never went to the edge.
The edge of the universe?
The map. Like,
oh wow.
It was like if it was there, and there probably was, like, I knew not to go up that mountain because there was nothing there. But like, that's why everybody, and you know what? I'm kind of happy that we didn't see anything for Skyrim 6 now, because I want to see it on the next generation of consoles.
Is it going to be called Skyrim 6?
It's going to be called Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay. But then
it might not be Skyrim.
Okay, so the last.
Yeah,
okay, Skyrim was the title of Elder Scrolls 5.
And let me tell you, Skyrim still sells, bro. And Skyrim came out a long time ago.
You know what? I think I might. $23. That's not bad.
And that's the complete edition, bro. It's
special edition. I think I may try that out.
Now, here's the only thing. Don't expect super high graphics, but they did do a good job remaking it. Not remaking, but enhancing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're just massive. Bethesda's just great at that.
Okay.
You should also check out Fallout 76. It's free this week. Like, it's a pretty good game so far. You have to explore a lot. That's the only thing. Okay. So I know you don't.
I give it a try. I mean, I don't mind exploring. It's just like if I could play with other people, it's better for me. I'm a social gamer.
So that's why Fallout 76 was so enticing, because I can not only do this, but I can do it with somebody now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how epic Elder Scrolls was, bro.
Let me know, son.
I was playing the game and I was off the main quest for a long time.
Say word.
And I was just walking through the woods and this ghost dog runs past me. And I'm like, what the crap is that? Like, it scared the mess out of me. So I just started following the foot tracks and stuff. I got led into this cave, bro. This dungeon. Going down in this dungeon. And it's this whole storyline, bro. Like, that probably took up 2 to 3 hours, bro. And it's not even part of the main quest. Like, it's so much content in there that I could have did the whole game and not ever known about that.
Wow. And that's you said that's Skyrim?
That was Skyrim. Like, and you go into these towns and you hear people talking and they say something about that dog or something that they saw, and you could investigate, you can do whatever you want to do. You can and you can build your character however you want.
Can you fly on a dragon?
Yes.
To other places.
Yes.
Dope.
And I mean, bro.
Dope.
It was it's giants in that game, just like it was in Game of Thrones. So the giants are really, really peaceful. But they have these woolly mammoths, and I was trying to kill this woolly mammoth to eat. And that joker hit me with a club so hard that I just flew up in the air like 1,000 feet. Like, it's an older game. The fighting mechanics is not the best.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it. So, I mean, that's everybody. If you're a Bethesda fan, you play Elder Scrolls.
All right. So what else did you think about Bethesda?
I'm excited about a new game that we saw, Ghostwire Tokyo. So that's a new IP. I think that's a new IP. But it had a cool trailer where it looked like the rapture was taking place. And I just trust Bethesda. So like whatever, and I hate to be like that. Like, But I'm glad I have trust in some type of company where I can like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Because it's Bethesda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I'm not a fan of Doom.
Yeah.
I've played it before, like the OG one. Like, I think everybody played that. That was like the first person shooter game on PC. They announced a lot about Wolfenstein. I kind of want to play it just to.
It's the Wolfenstein.
Yeah, but I was excited about Bethesda, man. I think they showed up. I think they took responsibility for their missteps.
Flop.
And they made it better.
Okay, so let me ask you this: where does Bethesda rank in your hierarchy of game studios?
For right now, after this E3 conference, their presentation, they're definitely in my top 5. I think nobody beats Rockstar for me right now.
Rockstar's your number 1?
I think Rockstar is my number 1.
I would have guessed Naughty Dog. But
Naughty Dog is cool, but Rockstar gives me that open world that I so crave.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're all right there. Bethesda is one of my favorites. So, I mean, I can't speak too much to Wolfenstein and Doom.
Wolfenstein?
But Elder Scrolls and Fallout, I love. Let's give it the old DLC scoring system, 1 through 10.
All right. So if I have to give Bethesda a grade out of 0 being the worst, 10 being the best, I got to give it an 8. Give it an 8 just because of that one guy.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of that one guy that was so enthusiastic. Like,
that community is passionate.
Yeah. That speaks volumes, especially coming off the flop of, Fallout 76. And if you can recover from that and still have people yelling out every single time that you're saying a word at a conference, then you're doing something right. So, yeah, I give him an 8.
My score would be a 9. I would say that it's a 9 because, of course, I loved what they did with Fallout 76 by recovering. But also, it made me want to buy Elder Scrolls Online. Like, seeing how passionate that community was and knowing that so many people still play that game. That game got released 4 years ago.
Word?
Yes.
Wow.
And they've been continually updating it. The player base is still growing.
Wow.
And probably after this E3 conference is going to grow more because I might jump on. And for a studio to have fans behind it so much that makes people want to come and be fans of that studio, like you said, that speaks volumes. So I guess our average DLC score is
8.5. 8.5.
Yeah, don't.
So let it be ready.
Kill your computer.
So let it be done. And now, Ubisoft is up next. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Ubisoft started off their conference showing gameplay of. What was it? Gameplay or was it I think it was a video.
They showed a video.
It was a video, but then
they showed gameplay.
They showed gameplay of Watch Dogs Legion, aka Watch Dogs 3, and what we found out from that was how Watch Dogs is going to differ from the other two. So Watch Dogs Legion is taking place in the city of London, which apparently they think is the greatest city in the world. I think is the DFW, but, whatever. Anywho, so with this, you play as many characters, and your characters will can die, will be put in jail. But you're almost like a hive mind where you get to utilize somebody else. And I think the way that they made this game, like, this is what Watch Dogs should have been from the get-go. I love how they're doing this game. I said Hive Mind. This is like Hydra.
Okay.
It reminds me of Hydra. Cut off the head, another one follows.
Will you be buying Watch Dogs?
I probably will play that.
I didn't play Watch Dogs 1 or 2. I played a little bit of 1, got tired of it, and didn't play any of 2.
It makes me want to go back and play. I don't think that any of the games are connected, but it does make me want to go back and play Watch Dogs 1 and Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, I would say that Ubisoft always has a presence at E3.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting better. Like, so to jump it off with Watch Dogs Legion, I commend them for the innovation of the gameplay and not just giving us a third iteration of the same thing, which they are known to do with things like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Man, I thought it looked good, aesthetically pleasing. I thought the way that they showed you how you would play with anybody, how like they started following one guy and one guy's story, and then how he does this thing, and then he ends up getting shot and dies, and then it's like, okay, you're like in command of this center, and you need somebody else to come up, and then they choose this old lady grandma holding the Colt 45, just running around. It almost reminded me a little bit of GTA.
Yeah,
like the way they were running and stuff. But how they communicated that such and such died, and then, hey, but we still need this to happen, so we need somebody else to come in, to step in and handle up on it.
It seemed cool.
Yeah,
but
it did.
I don't know if it's a day one for me. I think it might be on sale for me. Let me tell you, like, we've talked about this in the podcast, like, it's so many different games coming out. Like, you got to really show something.
Right.
And I commend them for the innovation, but I might need to wait for the review for this one.
Yeah.
But it has potential, just like all the other Watch Dogs.
I'm not sure if it'll be a day one for me either. I'm just not sure. I'd like to see a little bit more before making that kind of a decision, but it certainly looks very awesome.
Is it coming out this year?
Let's see. It doesn't say. I don't.
It's probably not coming out this year.
I think they said March of next year.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think that's what I remember. Maybe it was March. Yeah, it just says 2020. Okay.
So this is a game that I wanted to talk about.
What is that? Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters. So there is no Assassin's Creed coming out this year.
None.
But these are the same people that were behind Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So this is a new IP, and I'm always ready for a new IP. Just some fresh ideas. This is a total different art style from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
This looks more cartoonish. It almost reminds me of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see what they do with it. It's a totally different direction, and I'm kind of glad to see them take a break from Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah.
Like take time, regroup, give us something that something spectacular. Now they have hit really good on Odyssey and Origins. Those have been back-to-back hits.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see what Gods and Monsters is.
Yeah, certainly looks pretty dope.
Yeah.
Then we got Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Wow.
Which we've seen a lot about this. It's got John Barenthal, aka Shane from The Walking Dead, and
Punisher from the Netflix series.
R.I.P. Punisher Netflix series. But this game probably is one of the more exciting games that I'm looking forward to,
especially from Ubisoft.
Yeah. It looks good from start to finish. I say from start to finish.
This is a Tom Clancy game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon.
Yeah, all these are iterations of stories. I think of stories that Tom Clancy wrote, but we saw a lot about this. I think this was a leak too earlier in the year.
Yeah,
it didn't supposed to come out, but it came out. It looks good. I want to play it.
There's somebody that said this game is very much shooty bang bang.
Yeah.
With power fantasy stuff, but yeah, they really make this game look amazing. I can't wait to find out what the story's going to be like. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. But as a first person shooter, this looks dope.
Yeah.
And then we got Roller Champions, which looks like a mashup between like roller derby and Rocket League on skates. I don't know. I'm assuming it got mixed reviews from a lot of people, but it looks interesting enough. If it comes in at like a $19 price point, I might get that to play with my son.
A competitive multiplayer game is always good, though.
Yeah,
I think that's the wave right now. Like, it's a good multiplayer game. The footage looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Rocket League, then you'll probably be a fan of this.
That's the big vibe.
It looks very similar art style and almost even a little bit of gameplay wise as well. So then we come to the Division 2. So this, I've been huge on the Division ever since last year when I think Ubisoft killed E3 last year. And I don't think it was quite as good as last year, but they certainly delivered on the Division. To me, Ubisoft's number one game right now is the Division.
Yeah.
And that they are knocking that out of the park. So what they did was they kind of detailed a little bit about the newest expansion that's coming. Of course, it's still free. But you can get the early access pass if you want to pay for that.
They also made it free, which gave me a little bit of some concern because I need to check the numbers to see the player base. Is the player base still high for the Division 2?
Yeah.
Because usually they don't. Fallout 76 had to make it free to get you back in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm enjoying the game.
I don't think that's the issue here because it was maybe it's fallen off a little bit initially from that, but since the raids come out, I think it's kind of
a flow back.
Yeah. It may have grown a little bit, but there were so many games that have announced that they'll have a free to play weekend or free to week during this week. Right. So
that's
I didn't think E3. It was that bad. Yeah. So they announced that there's going to be a couple more missions, and they're kind of cinematic and story leading into each other. And
they did show a trailer.
Yeah. The trailer makes it look.
Wasn't that New York?
No. It's still places in Washington D.C.
Okay.
They said we're gonna be traveling out to the woods, so getting out of the city area, and so kind of battling different places out in the woods and the wildland.
I know they said the next raid probably be in the zoo.
Yeah.
It felt like I don't know the landscape of Washington D.C., but it looked like a lot of water.
This expansion, well, there is kind of water around. I believe they said this expansion is going to have, it's going to be taking place in the aquarium.
Okay.
So I'd like to see like destructive environments, shooting down fish tanks and stuff like that. That'd be dope.
Ubisoft is definitely putting more into the Division. They also announced that there will be The Division movie coming out on Netflix,
starring Jake Gyllenhaal. If you know him from
Jarhead,
him from Prince of Persia, the movie.
Yeah, wasn't he Jarhead too? Like he was the main character in Jarhead.
Sure.
And what you feel about the Division movie?
I'm
glad it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm glad it's on Netflix. I'm glad it's not I'm glad it's not going to Sony.
Yeah,
because they haven't really done that well with video with adaptations.
I'm glad it's not going to the movies either. Cause
really,
Netflix is the new wave.
Yeah, I get that.
It's an in between. It's not big enough to be in the movies, but I will watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, I think like what you said. Netflix is the new blow up. Oh, somebody got a special on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to get that Netflix special. You hear that, and that's the new status symbol.
The Division could be a dope movie. I hope they do well with it.
I really do too, and I hope it explains more of what's happening.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to watch like a movie or watch somebody's mashup or just whatever is really going on, because I really don't pay attention. I'm just out there shooting, trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
So next we saw Rainbow Six Quarantine, and that was the full reveal, and it's supposed to be a 3-player co-op made by the team in Montreal, and I mean 3-player co-op, that's cool. I'd still like to see more.
It's another zombie game.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see. But I still have yet to experience the survival zombie game that I've been wanting for years. I've been wanting a game that gives you the building aspect of like Ark with zombies, with like the zombie aspect of I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe not Left 4 Dead.
We all thought the State of Decay was going to be that.
Yeah,
but
it was not.
That was a flop. I mean, it's. Yeah, I'm out. I know what type of game. We talk about it all the time. Like open world, consequences, build your own base, protect your base, build your community. Yeah. Stuff like that.
So, well, we'll see. We'll see what Ubisoft's take on zombies is going to be. And then of course did they talk about yes, Uplay.
Yeah, Uplay Plus is coming out, and that is a game subscription service that will cost $14.99 a month. And they announced that it will also be available on Stadia, which costs $10 a month itself. So we're going into this avenue of streaming games, but you're gonna have to pay for monthly subscriptions.
Yeah, we'll get more into that.
$15 a month seemed like a lot. Now, they didn't say what will be available for that $15 a month. They just announced that the service will be available.
Yeah.
If you're telling me that I can pay $15 a month and have new games day one, that might be enticing. But if it's like EA Game Pass where you get older games, I can't see myself paying $15 a month plus $10 a month for Stadia. Yeah. But that was Ubisoft's conference.
So let's go ahead and rank. Xander, what do you rank Ubisoft's E3 showing?
I will give, with 0 being the worst and 10 being the best, I will give it a solid 6.
It seemed like you were kind of fighting in between
6 and 7. Yeah.
Why 6?
I would say 6 because it felt like the same thing from last year. I am excited about Breaking Point. I like that they're giving more support to the Division 2. God and Monsters I'm interested in, but it just seemed like the same thing. Watch Dogs, everything. I think if Breaking Point would have got announced in E3 and not outside of E3, I would have gave it a 7 or 8. Ubisoft always has a strong presence at E3, like I said in the beginning. But it just seemed like the same thing. It just felt like filler. So That's why I give it a 6.
Okay. I ended up grading Ubisoft at an 8.75.
8.75. 8.75.
8.75.
Wow.
I was really I enjoyed what they showed, what they brought. I'm excited about Watch Dogs Legion. That it really caught my interest. I didn't expect that. It's a gameplay type or a gameplay mode that we've never seen before. And so I guess I'm excited and intrigued by things that we have not been exposed to. So the whole fad with Battle Royale, I mean, that was cool the first time.
Did you play GTA 5 story?
I never, no, not really.
It was kind of, that's what it reminded me of. It's switching between people.
Yeah. I see where you're getting at. I feel like this is different, where the whole story is lined off of you get to choose the next person who joins your crew, and then you can ultimately play the story with that.
Yeah, I hope it's truly like that.
Yeah. And then, of course, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, that looks amazing. And then the Division updates, of course, with those being free, and then them detailing what the expansions are going to be about. I just thought it was great. I thought it was really good. However, we didn't get a lot of respective dates on it. So nothing's absolutely perfect. There were parts of their show where I felt like this is boring. Why am I even watching it? But they weren't as long as something like Nintendo.
Yeah. Which we'll jump into.
So I give it an 8.75 out of 10. So coupled with your 6, it brings it up to a 7.5.
Solid score.
7.5. Solid score. Good job, Ubisoft. Next one. And we are back here with Square Enix. Man, I'm just going to tell you, Square Enix gets a 9.5.
Before we even go through
I was so hyped off of Square Enix's show. Square Enix, they stayed true to who they were.
Square Enix probably had the smallest venue out of all of them.
And they killed the entire E3. In my opinion, Square Enix was by far and away
Square Enix was good.
Best thing.
It was a great conference. It was a great showing. Another studio, just like Bethesda, that has passionate fans.
Yes.
So, of course...
Not quite as passionate as Bethesda, but still passionate.
It's close. Let me tell you, Final Fantasy...
Oh, my gosh.
...is everywhere at their E3. Of course, the long-anticipated Final Fantasy VII. Let me tell some of these other studios that don't give gameplay. Square Enix gave y'all a tutorial on how to do that.
Yes, they
a game
did.
Like Final Fantasy that people have been wanting forever,
and just a remake. We just wanted a rematch. Well, no, we just wanted a remaster.
Yeah,
we're fine. We're fine with the game how it played.
And so we get a remake. We also get a cinematic trailer. Okay, we know we're gonna get that, but they gave us actual gameplay. We got everything we wanted to see, and they explained the combat system and everything. That's what you want to see from E3.
And that's not just showing the gameplay, isn't it? You changed. I firmly believe that what Square Enix showed about Final Fantasy VII has fundamentally changed RPGs for the rest of our lives.
And who better to do it than Square Enix, because every game that wanted to be an RPG, like when Final Fantasy VII came out, they were like the RPG. to play on PlayStation. I remember when that came out. That I think it was 4 CDs.
Yeah.
It was 4 CDs.
Yeah, it was a 4 CD disc tray.
Because, and here's the thing, they did not let the technology stop them. Of course, there were some boundaries, but they said if we have to put it on 4 CDs, we'll put it on 4 CDs because the amount of game that you get with it. And so, like you said, they fundamentally changed it. They were the OGs, and now they're changing it again. This makes me want to play an RPG again.
Dude, the battle system and how you can use the magic, how it's like slows time down, and you switch. But oh my god, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting.
No, go ahead.
It keeps the original battle system from those early RPGs, and it just expounds upon it. It makes it brings it to today's technology and today how everything looks, where you don't have to have a CG cutaway for casting a spell or something.
It takes you out of the immersed, like you're immersed into this game.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It's action packed.
This may be a day one for me.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, most definitely.
And not only did Square Enix give us the remake of Final Fantasy VIII, they gave us a remaster of Final Fantasy VII. They did a remake. Yeah. They gave us a remaster of Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes.
So they're just piling it on. And this one thing, I didn't realize how many Final Fantasy games, like, how big is Final Fantasy, bro?
I'm glad you said that. Because think about this. When Final Fantasy VII came out, it blew the socks off. We'd never seen a game that big where it took 4 discs.
Yeah.
They just said that this Final Fantasy VII remake is going to take up 2 Blu-ray discs.
You know how big
one Blu-ray disc is about 58 gigs or so. 50, 60 gigs.
It's going to be a huge game. So you know you're going to get a lot of content. The art style looks awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait to play.
Like, of all the remakes that have ever been done, this probably takes the cake. This is going to set a precedent for the entire gaming world of, if you're making a remake, this is the kind of dedication, time, and patience that you put into it, and detail.
The same team worked on it.
Man.
22 years. Is it 22?
Yeah.
22 years.
Wow.
And really, we got that in the beginning.
The very beginning.
Like, and yeah, it was great.
And that wasn't even.
Before you get, it's another game. What is it? Outriders.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Is Outriders a new IP?
I believe so.
It looks, I don't know. We didn't get gameplay from it, but it looks good. And I'm trusting that it's going to be a good game. Like, when you see a company put resources into Final Fantasy VII the way they did,
yeah,
like, you kind of trust the direction that they're going.
Man, what can you say about it? Like, it's a new IP that they said, basically they're just saying it's Outsiders. It's a new shooter from. Is that the name of the group? People Can Fly. Is that the name?
People Can Fly is the studio.
Okay, but like
1 to 3 player co-op.
This to me has been the E3 of rehashments, and to see Square Enix come out with such a refreshment of IPs, new games, new ways to play, the games that we already have,
and to take I applaud them for this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I applaud them for going all out, even though we know this is the last step of this generation of consoles.
Yeah.
So, because some studios may say we're going to pump the brakes and wait. They're going all out despite that. So, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it is.
And one thing about the Square Enix conference is that every presenter seemed like they were passionate about their project.
Absolutely.
I don't get this with other studios, mainly Microsoft. Why do you need a teleprompter when you're the head director of this game? You're not passionate enough to tell me about this game that you need a teleprompter to tell you what to say? Like, when you work on these projects, you should be able to say it back and forth without somebody telling you what to say.
I understand that, but at the same time, I understand having the teleprompter there because as somebody who does perform, there's a lot of people who get stage and who get anxiety being in front of a lot of people.
How about this? Write your own teleprompter. Because it seems so unnatural. Like, it is. Write your own teleprompter.
It is, and you also have to understand that not everybody has a really great stage presence or has the ability to speak in front of people like that. That's not a small group.
Yeah.
Very easily, and I see it a lot of time, all the time with, students that I teach in music. Some people just shine when they perform. Some people just don't have it. They
I guess I feel everything. Like if even the shyest person, if you find out what they're passionate about, and this is just me having experience with talking with people, if you find their passion point, they'll talk forever.
Yeah.
Like the nerdiest nerd that is in the basement, talk to him about World of Warcraft. He will talk until he can't talk anymore. But get him in front of, I don't know. That's all to do. But Square Enix had another game that I didn't even know that I might be interested in.
Let them know, son. Let them know.
It was called, look it up. I think it's Dragon Quest Builder 2 something. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We'll put the gameplay on the screen right now. But it kind of looked like a mashup of an open world Minecraft game, but where you had objectives and a story to go with it. So it looked pretty cool. It looked just like Minecraft almost, but like more detailed. I forgot the name of this game. Dragon Quest Builders 2. I never heard. Please don't roast me. I never heard of this game, but it looked interesting. At the right price, I might pay it and play it. It really reminded me of like what we used to try to do with Minecraft. Try to create our own stories and fight enemies.
Yeah.
So that was another one that looked interesting to me. Is there an underdog, like a game that you saw that surprised you, like made you interested in playing that you didn't know about?
I was excited for the remake, but I did not expect a complete change in gameplay.
Yeah, that was so refreshing.
That to me would be it.
I thought that we would just see like high graphics and
the same button pushes.
Yes.
But no, this is the game is 100% interactive. And it's like I said, we've never seen an RPG like this before.
Yeah.
As far as I can see, I mean, I've seen a little bit of Final Fantasy 12, 13, 14 and everything. I didn't play those, but they seem like, okay, it's an open world. It's just almost kind of like a hack and slash where you get your XP points, but it's nothing like what they've done for Final Fantasy 7.
And they doubled down on Final Fantasy this year. Even to the point where they announced that you can stream the music on streaming services.
Yeah.
And instantly when they said that, I went to Apple Music and listened to that soundtrack, and it just gave me goosebumps. Like, hearing in the music in their original form and stuff. So, I mean, Square Enix was a big surprise this year.
Yeah. Dragon Quest Builders 2. That does look. It looks like it's. It looks like how what you were talking about with Minecraft and everything. Yeah, it looks pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I might check out for. I don't know. I can't see this game being $60.
I can.
You think they would sell it for $60?
Yeah, most definitely.
I'll wait for it to go on sale or check it out. Maybe it'll become free one day. It looks dope though.
Yeah,
it looks dope. And it's coming out July 12th, 2019. So that's right around the corner. But now, this is the grand finale of the E3 for me. For me, this is all I wanted to see. Square Enix.
Let them know, son.
Exclusive. And Crystal Dynamics.
Exclusive.
Team up with Marvel.
In an exclusive.
To bring us the Avengers game.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Hey, Xander.
Yeah.
Are you an Avengers fan?
Yes.
Are you a Marvel fan?
Yes.
Who's your favorite Marvel character?
Oh, you gonna put me on a spot?
Yeah. Who's your favorite Marvel character? I don't think that's a Marvel character. Spider-Man?
Yep.
Well, guess what?
What?
I believe Spider-Man's in the game.
Bro, I think everybody's in this game. Oh my God.
I think everybody's in the game.
Bro, let me tell you, I was so nervous because I'm like, please don't screw this up. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is cool. That's cool. Not the game that I want.
No, it's not.
First of all, we got nothing but cinematic trailers.
Yeah.
And usually I would be upset. So I'm like, come on, Square Enix, you got to give me more. So they brought the developers out, and they talked about it being a multiplayer game and a game that will expand across years with new content. And you would be able to customize. You would be able to use any character. Oh, my God.
And not just that. Is that the characters that they come out with are going to be free.
And guess who is voicing Tony Stark, bro? I was so pumped.
Nathan Drake.
No. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Nathan Drake, the ghost from Destiny.
The GOAT.
Nolan North.
The guy who got fired from Destiny.
Bro, I never knew that I would get excited about a voice actor.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That's Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage is the one that got fired from Destiny. Because they didn't like his attitude and stuff.
That is nasty right here. But, man, Nolan North.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So
it looked so good.
It did look good. And for them to say that it's not just a one-off, it's an original story.
Which we haven't had in a long time. We haven't had an original superhero story. Well,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, I'm just excited, bro. Like, I didn't even see any gameplay, which leads me to believe that there is going to be a major conference just for this. Now, my guess is that we will see this in Comic-Con. I'm thinking Square Enix will be at Comic-Con, and that's the perfect place to release gameplay for them with the Avengers.
Yeah? Where would they release? What system would it be gameplay on? PC or?
It's going to be PS4. It's going to be
Yes,
PS4.
This is the one that had PS4 exclusive stuff. Okay, cool.
So, not only are you able to play with the original 4, you can play with
5. It's original 5.
Well, Cap is dead.
But he's alive at some point in time.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know when this story, but
I wonder
in the beginning Cap died.
I wonder if you're going to go back and get Captain America alive again.
I don't know, but
that'd be dope. But yeah, this game,
they showed Hank Pym.
Yeah.
At the end.
This game blew my socks off, literally.
Yeah. And I haven't seen any gameplay.
Nope.
And I'm ready for it. Like the models of the superheroes look good. I was concerned about how the voices would be portrayed because we've heard especially in the MCU universe, well, MCU, we're used to these voices, right?
Yeah.
But they sound good. They sound like they fit the characters.
I think it's kind of like the difference between the Batman Arkham games and Christopher Nolan's adaptation of Batman. It's like they're both good in their own right.
Yeah.
It's. I don't think there's gonna be
Square Enix has an opportunity
to kill everything. Like people who don't even game are probably gonna get that to game.
And for them to say that this is not just a one-off shoot, that this is going to be a story that develops through the years, and you will get DLC, and you'll
stands for downloadable content.
Be able to play with. Did they give a number on how many players? I mean, how many characters?
They said no. They didn't say how many characters, but they said 4-player co-op. Was it 4 or 3? 4-player co-op,
and you can customize.
Yeah,
bro. What did you give Square Enix?
I initially gave it a 9.5. I need to raise that up to a 10.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give them a 10 as well.
Square Enix got a 10. I mean, perfect show. Perfect execution. Perfect blowing our expectations out the water. I mean, I can't say much.
Please
more.
let this be a good Avengers game. DC is in trouble if this is a good Avengers game.
Right.
Because DC had a death grip on the video games with Batman.
Yeah.
Wow.
They did. And that's all that we got was just Batman. And then Injustice Gods Among Us.
Whew.
But with this is the game people have been wanting for years.
Decades. Especially.
Something to play this with your friends in a real
online multiplayer.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. Online multiplayer with your friends, doing hood rat things with superheroes.
Yes. And I want to see those customizations.
So you heard it here, folks. Square Enix gets a perfect 10 out of 10.
That's rare. That's rare, folks.
We only have one more left, but I believe that we do have a winner for E3 2019. But we'll see.
On to the next. All right. Since Square Enix got a 10, on to the next one, the final one, the final press conference of E3, Nintendo.
Yep, that's the one we actually saw today.
Yeah, we saw that today, and we're recording today. So we're going to run through this because Nintendo, of course, they don't show up at E3, but they have their
Nintendo
Direct. And I think the Treehouse is at E3. That's where you can experience the games.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Nintendo.
They sucked.
Yes, they did. But Nintendo gave us bits and pieces before E3.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Nintendo doesn't even respect E3 at all. We got a 16-minute video about Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I really liked the development of Pokemon Sword and Shield. We saw them up the graphics. I think they were working on the Pokemon Go engine.
Yeah.
But they kind of upped the graphics for Pokemon Sword and Shield. We got to actually see the Pokemon that represent Sword and Shield. Now, those were kind of stupid to me. Oh, I know some of y'all gonna hate me for that, but the two dogs, with one with a sword in his mouth and one with like his mane is a shield. I hope that the story is deep enough to make me like those Pokemon, but they're nothing like the original legendaries.
No, not at all.
So one thing I did like about the Pokemon reveal is that you can see the Pokemon walking throughout the world. It's an open world, so it's not just a random pop-up of a Pokemon. You can actually see them walking and go battle them. I really like what I saw with Pokemon Sword and Shield. Then we saw, a couple of weeks before E3, we saw Super Mario Maker 2, which is Super Mario Maker 2. I don't know what more to say about that. I mean, it looks good, nice. But it's a 2. It just adds a little more features.
Yeah, Super Mario Maker is Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going to have people creating crazy stuff, just off-the-wall stuff. It's going to be crazy. and it's going to be ridiculously hard.
I am thinking about getting that day or that week.
Yeah.
Maybe not day one. That same week, I'm definitely going to get Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's coming out in November. As far as what actually happened during the E3 service for the Direct, I'm sorry. I don't know. We just saw that today. But I really can't tell you something I'm excited about. I'm trying to think. They had an Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I'm trying to be objective for other people that enjoy.
I know
those
y'all
games.
gonna roast us.
I don't care if you roast us. I don't care. You have to admit that it was boring. There was nothing of real significance outside of Animal Crossing.
And it's a lot of indie games.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with indie games.
And before you jump down our throat, we did see the end with Zelda.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild sequel
is in development.
It's in development.
We didn't see nothing about Metroid. Come on, Nintendo.
So if it's in development, you know what that means. That means we're not going to see it for another 2.5 years. We heard 2 years ago at E3 2017. Metroid, and have not heard a peep.
We haven't seen one piece of footage.
Not one.
So, this is what I wish. This is what I wish I saw at the Nintendo Direct E3.
Yeah.
I wish I would have saw Metroid, of course, but I also wish I would have saw an update on hardware. There's been a lot of rumors about a more cost-efficient Switch,
budget friendly, yeah, there you go,
or a new, more powerful Switch.
Yeah,
we didn't really see anything like that. But the thing about Nintendo is that a lot of this stuff they just reveal it throughout the year, so it makes me feel like they don't respect E3 at all.
And I have a real quick question for you. I just thought about this. Given the fact that Nintendo does not care what everybody else is doing, i.e. the Switch, since they are basically a generation behind with their hardware, do you feel that they are going to catch on, and when PlayStation and Xbox come out, they're going to start doing more streaming services with their games?
I can definitely see that.
Or do you feel, or I'm kind of torn between it. I feel like they probably won't, and they'll just be like, okay, well, we got our cards don't, our game cartridges don't cost that much, and plus you can take it on the go, so you don't need to stream. So we're not going to do that. I could see them taking that approach.
I'll tell you one thing: Nintendo is very stubborn to what everybody else does, and it works for them. It just works. I mean, one of the biggest announcements was a new character for Smash. That's a tweet.
No.
That's a YouTube video.
It's two
characters for Smash. Okay, one of their big announcements was that now you can play another Resident Evil game on the Switch. Like they did like a 5 to 6 minute video about how you can play Resident Evil. I think this next generation is...
Nintendo's getting left in the... Nintendo is basically that company for your kids.
But I still love to play those games.
But I mean, it's nostalgia. So that
and I'm still gonna get like Pokemon.
There's always gonna be a fan base. Yeah, I get that.
Here's it.
But for the gamer that is, and then he's I don't want to say closet Nintendo fan.
Well, you want to see that next generation.
Yeah, for gamer
move.
Yeah, that's just.
You
not
made a
happen.
good point though. In this streaming age, maybe Nintendo just saw the writing on the wall before everybody else, because you don't necessarily need hardware for where we're going in gaming.
Yeah.
With that being the case, like the Switch is perfect for streaming. It already has built-in controls. The screen is built for gaming. Like, it may be... Would you rather play would you rather stream a game on your phone or on a Switch that you can take with you and have real controllers?
I would rather stream a game on my phone simply because I know how Nintendo's chat system works.
Let's say that they get the chat system right. They're on the verge of the chat system being right because they released a new Pro controller that you can plug headphones into and just chat just like the PS4. So that's in development. They understand that.
But then that almost completely throws out the need for just taking your Switch as a one console where your Joy-Cons. Like if you have to get another controller in order for it to be right, then it's not right.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's just a software update for them to be able to chat, because you can chat on certain games on the Switch with just plugging into the headphone.
If it's a software update, then shame on Nintendo. Like, real talk. Then shame on them for being so unequivocally late and ridiculously stupid for something that has been so common since the generation before. Matter of fact, 2 generations before, just about.
Let's say that they get that together, though. I think they're ahead of everybody, ahead of the curve.
I won't give ahead. I can't give it to ahead because there's a lot more room for improvement with the other ones. I think they'll be. I think it's good for, group play if you're trying to do something in a closed group, but not really for the hardware technology is just not there.
Yeah.
For Nintendo to sustain streaming.
Yeah. With all that being said, that was a lot of speculation. The truth of the matter is that Nintendo really didn't show us anything that made us excited this E3. We saw a lot of things before E3. We'll probably see a lot of things after E3. My score for Nintendo's E3, oh my God, a 1.
I gave Nintendo a 0.
And the only reason I give them a 1 is because I thought about giving them a 0. The only reason I gave them a 1 is because I'm not physically there for the Treehouse. I can imagine it being a great experience there. For the effort of them showing up at E3, I give them a 1. But it can easily be a 0 from where I sit.
I'm sticking with my 0. Nintendo didn't show anything outside of, Animal Crossing that was notable. But even that, no matter, I know it's been so long since the GameCube, since it first came out. It's been almost 10 years, about. But it's not enough to save you from. It's not enough to save Nintendo from the 0.
No,
it's just too much that, if you, it's too much. If you want to do that, then, talk about these games closer to the release date. Don't give us this hope that it's coming out soon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So the official DLC guys score for Nintendo on the E3 is 0.5.
0.5.
That's it.
0.5. Deuces.
Let's roll into the next. One gotta go. We still got some time.
All right. All right, Xander, I've got a question for you.
What is that?
You got 3 things, and what do? Something. One's gonna go.
That feels right. All right, so you saw our last video of One Gotta Go.
Actually, we had 4 things.
Yeah,
let me redo that. You got 3. No, I said you got 3 again.
Well, we got 3 things today.
You got 4 things and something don't fit. Take one away and one's gotta go. Bow. That'll be.
Sorry for your ears.
That'll be the jingle for that. So we have. We're gonna give you a free play for one of them. Well, I guess.
No, it's just 3.
I guess I got to answer today. So one's got to go, Xander. That's the name of the game today.
So if you don't know, if you haven't seen our last video, one gotta go.
Uno
means that we give a collection of things that are similar to each other. We pick one, and that has to go forever. Everything that's attached to it, everything history, all the history,
past,
all the
present,
future.
and future.
Yeah. So today, since the spirit of E3, we got the 3 big dogs: Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony.
Hallelujah.
One has to go forever.
One's got to go forever.
So I think I can say that for both of us, Sony is saved.
No.
All right, well, let me do mine first then. So one got to go. For me, Sony is saved. Sony has been my gaming experience since, I started off with the Nintendo. But when I really got to pick my own games and really dive into the games that I want to play, it was the PlayStation 1. And I felt like they were always on the cutting edge of technology and just game developers. I have so many memories with PlayStation that I can't see them going for me. Like, I have a PlayStation 4 now, had a PlayStation 3, had a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, and played all the top titles for those games. I can't let PlayStation go. So for me, Sony is saved. Now that leads me to Microsoft and Nintendo. And I'm going to try to be as diplomatic and as unbiased as I can.
Go ahead, son.
But as I said in the beginning,
this is tough.
Nintendo was my first console. Nintendo gave me Ninja Turtles, gave me Kirby, gave me Super Mario, gave me Star Fox. Star Fox was one of those games for me when I was able to fly a plane. Like, it's just revolutionary for me.
Yeah.
Super Mario 64. Like, nobody can deny that game changed gaming forever. Like, wow. Then we go to, the GameCube was cool. It had some great games. The Wii changed gaming. Before we had motion controllers, Wii was really the only one that perfected it. So much so that you had people 3 years old all the way up to 90-year-old playing the Wii.
I worked at GameStop when the Wii came out, and we had people lining up an hour before we opened.
Probably one of the best.
Waiting to get a Nintendo Wii.
Yeah. Zelda, Ocarina
of Time.
Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah, and mind you, that was before the iPhone came out.
Yes. And now we have the Switch. The Switch is not the most powerful console, but it took us in a different direction of the evolution of gaming. And I can't see me giving up Nintendo. With that being said, with the process of elimination, for me, it would have to be Microsoft. And let me tell you, I enjoy Halo. That's it.
Oh, man.
That's it. I can't. Microsoft for me has to go.
I thought this was going to be. This is just another reason why this is so hard. I thought it was going to be really easy. My first thought was, Nintendo's got to go because they ain't done anything lately. But then you have to think about things from the past. And so obviously Nintendo can't go because you got Mario, you got Lost Levels. That was one of my favorite games.
Yep.
Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64.
Ooh, Donkey Kong.
You got games, Super Mario Sunshine, Super
Mario
Galaxy,
Kart, bro.
Mario Kart, where that's when I got into gaming.
It's the grandfather of all those little racing games.
Right. There's no way that can go. Then you go to
007.
Then you go, yeah. Then you go to Microsoft, and I remember having the absolute most fun at a LAN party playing Halo for like 6, 7, 8 hours. Like we would start at like 6 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock in the evening, and would not stop till like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like that happened, and it was the greatest times of my life. They brought us Halo, Brute Force. I know some of you people don't like Brute Force, but it brought us that. NFL Fever. We wouldn't have Madden had it not been for Microsoft coming in and changing stuff up, adding things that EA never had. What other games were exclusive? I mean, Forza, racing games. It was, I mean, there. Gears of War.
I forgot about on my list with Sony, Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
like made me look at racing games in a whole different.
Yeah,
you have to earn an actual license in the game.
Up until up until then, you had if you played a racing game up until Gran Turismo, if you played a racing game, it was just
generic
car. But here you go, you're seeing a game with a car that just came out that you can go at. I remember Gran Turismo 2 came out. I remember it was when the what was it? It was when the Ford Focus had just came out.
I remember the PT Cruiser.
It was a blue Ford Focus that it came out, and a friend. I was at my cousin's house, and one of his friends came over, and he had one. I was like, "That's the car in the game."
Yeah.
Like Metal Gear Solid with Sony.
Goodness.
That game changed the way that was the very first game that I ever played that had a story that I cared about.
Yeah, Metal Gear Sons of Liberty was a game that freaked me out.
Oh my god.
I thought my game was being hijacked. I remember turning that game off thinking that I got hacked. Because part at the end when the
colonel starts going crazy.
Oh my god! I was like, "What is like?"
That's how I was thinking with Psycho Mantis.
Yes.
It's a lot tougher, man.
I guess it. So I mean, for me, it was easy because I didn't have a lot. I jumped on Microsoft with the 360 towards the end of the life cycle. So I played Halo. So for you, which one has to go? You have to decide right now. You gave us all your reasons. You went down that rabbit hole of all your emotions of all these games.
It honestly, if I have to choose based on the past, I would have to say Sony has to go.
Wow.
And it's a tough decision.
Past, present, and future.
Yeah. It's a tough decision.
Naughty Dog future.
But there's no way that if I know about Super Mario 64, there's no way I can get rid of that.
Yeah.
If I know about all of the Halo games, there's no way I can get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sony. I mean, I didn't play as much Sony as I do now. I didn't play a lot of the exclusives that they had. The only thing when I was really influential in like really getting into games, it was all about like Crash Bandicoot, and all I knew that it was like a cheap knockoff of Super Mario or Super Mario wannabe platformer. But I mean, considering everything that Naughty Dog's brought out on top of Crash, I reluctantly have to say, and even Kojima, with everything that he's brought in Metal Gear, unfortunately, I would have to say that for me, Sony would have to go.
Wow.
It is, trust me, I feel it in my heart.
So would you say that the reason why Halo is that dear to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I've gone years without playing Halo, but there's absolutely as fun as it is to play online games with your friends, nothing in the world can ever beat having a Halo LAN party. Absolutely nothing. I don't care what game you're playing. I don't care what game you think is amazing. Even the Marvel game. If it's online multiplayer, you can do anything that you can think of. I would gladly give that away for going back to having Halo LAN parties, because there was nothing like it. I'm a social person, so that gave me that social scratch that I to get rid of that itch, and that to me was that was some of the best times I've ever had in my life.
Sounds pretty fun.
Let us know what you think in the comments, man.
Yes,
lady.
So
people,
let us know. Think about this, like all the different points that we made, but think about your personal experience. Like which one has to go. Remember, when you decide, put it in the comments. Everything from the past, present, and future has to go. So for me, it was Microsoft, and for Matt,
it was Sony.
Wow. They're tougher than you think. When you sit down and think about it, believe me, they're tougher than you think.
Yeah.
All right. We want to thank you for listening to
the DLC Guys podcast show.
Yes. And we really dived into this. I mean, this was the E3 show. Wrap up. We gave our scores. Let us know what you think. And we'll catch you next week. Peace. Remember to subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. 5 stars. Give it to me. Let's go.
Peace punch, Captain Crunch. Wait,
peace.
Let me do that again, because I do peace punch, Captain Crunch.
Peace.